Good evening all. Thank you for joining us at this post-match presser. With us, our head coach, John Plumtree. The floor is now open for questions. Because this is a hybrid presser, I'm going to start on the floor before I go online. Media, go ahead.
Coach, do you think the impact of Vincent Koch and Eben had a massive impact with them being held up because of injuries?
Yeah, it's disappointing. I was hoping for them to get through to half time so they get good 40 minutes under their belt before, obviously the final, but that's the way it goes. That was probably the frustrating thing about tonight. Just obviously I'd like to have had no injuries, won the game, and my plan falls into place, but it was pretty much the total opposite.
How bad are the injuries and also Lucanio?
Lucanio's done a little joint up here. I don't think it's too serious. We've got obviously a couple of weeks. Eben is already fine. He feels good. He's got a little bit of a problem. Just his neck feels pretty sore. And Vincent's, not walking with a limp, but got a little bit of a fright with it out in the field, so it was best he came off. So hopefully the three of them going to be fine in certainly a fortnight's time.
Coach, obviously you spoke a lot about momentum going forward into the Challenge Cup final. How important is it now for you guys to strike a balance in terms of not being too low after this loss, and going into the final being so close now?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. Certainly got to put things in perspective, where we're going, what I've got my eye on. It's like I said, it would have been great to win tonight and have no injuries, but the reality is that didn't happen. But we can't really afford to get too down on it. We know there's only one massive game for us to really do something this year, and that's coming up, and we'll turn our attention towards that. Obviously we've got Cardiff next week, and there'll be a different side playing there because we'll be already travelling. But I thought tonight we played some pretty good rugby. When we were in their half, we had the ball. They looked like they couldn't really live with us, and unfortunately we gave away some dumb penalties through allowing them to get the territory they needed, and they put us under pressure because they're a side that can they can hold on to the ball for long periods of time. But still I thought our defence tonight was outstanding at times as well. The red card at the end probably cost us big time because it gave them territory, and we had one man down and they were good enough to score, so all credit to them.
Any more further questions on the floor? Go ahead.
So Coach, for most of the game, including first half and much into second half, the Benetton was literally on the defense, defending the Chargers of the Sharks. But an observable point was the possibility of the Sharks running out of steam.
Sharks what?
Running out of steam towards the end. Is that a factor to be considered?
We might have, but I think both sides, the ball in play time was quite high. I think the big thing for us was, it was just the territory we allowed them to have. They had their territory stat was higher than us, and they got more opportunity to put us under pressure. When we turned that around and we put them under pressure, we scored some really good tries, I thought. But obviously the changes that I made, we lost a little bit of momentum. A lot of obviously key players came off the field, but that was all part of the plan. But I was still happy with a couple of moments that some of the boys off the bench played, like Tino. I thought Tino did pretty well when he came on. The front rowers had their moments as well. But all in all, like you said, it's just important we don't lose track of where we're going. I've got to just get those boys that got hurt tonight, just got to get them fit.
Question?
Coach, you mentioned that the opponents gained a lot of territory towards the later stages of the game. How much of an influence did the red card have on that, given that, literally after the red card, moments after you conceded?
Yeah, I think it's about 6 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go, and they get a penalty and they get a line-out opportunity, and they score 3 or 4 minutes later. We didn't give up. We were working hard, but obviously that one man extra we just couldn't keep them out. Plus we were tiring a bit. when they had their tails up, obviously. But the biggest letdown for us tonight was just some of the dumb penalties that we gave away in our own half that allow them to get into our 22. You know, we've been good in that space for weeks and weeks, and tonight we probably let ourselves down a little bit there. But yeah, it's not going to overanalyse this. We again next week is Cardiff with a different team, and our focus will swing towards Gloucester.
Plum, are you going to travel with the team, so you won't be here next week?
No, I'll be here. I'm staying here. Yeah.
Okay. One further question on the floor before I go online. We've got a special junior journalist, Charlotte van der Merwe, and she's got a question for you.
Oh, lovely.
Charlotte, go for it.
This is the best question about you guys in trouble.
Take your time, drink it right.
It's got the same sort of book as I've got.
Do you want me to come back to you? Okay, that's fine.
Oh, just ask me a question.
Let's go on.
What's it like to be a coach? What about that? I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, I'll come back. Okay, online we got Michael Marnowick and Kaniso. Please go ahead with your questions.
What do you say to the guys? I know you're big on the guys being self-made, motivated, but after this game, kind of on Monday, what's your message to the team? Obviously, this game was important in the grand scheme of things, but not as important for the EPCR challenge. But, what do you say to them?
I know we'll look at the moments that that let us down, so we'll definitely learn from those moments. That'll be the big thing. Obviously the momentum of the game changed a fair bit when I pulled a lot of players off the field, but we'll look at the moments that definitely let us down, probably more around some of our discipline, I would say. And we'll also look at some really good stuff. But yeah, it's too early for me to say what we'll review, but it'll definitely be around some of the softer moments we allowed them to get into our 22.
Thank you. Kaniso followed by Jan.
Thank you very much, Navashni. Good evening, John. Hard luck on the result. What do you say to a player like Murray when they concede that red card in the heat of the game, that is, and then the result changes in the way that it did from the 75th minute, from leading to then losing the game 5 minutes later?
I thought Murray played pretty well tonight, actually, and these types of red cards where we see a cleaner poacher, as we call it. It's a wonder they don't happen more of. I mean, the poachers are putting themselves into pretty vulnerable positions, and the problem was Murray was a little bit late to clean because of just how it happened on the field. It put Murray in a vulnerable position where he had to clean a guy pretty low, and and that can happen. He's pretty down on it, but I've told him it can happen in rugby, and that's just the way it goes. It obviously changes a lot with especially 5-6 minutes to go when you're playing against a good side like Benetton when you go to 14 men. So, had quite a big bearing on the result.
And then just talk us through Aphelele Fassie's performance. He was named man of the match. He's been actually consistent throughout the season. Just talk us through how good he was today and how consistent he's been through the season.
Oh, who was that?
Aphelele Fassie.
Oh, yeah.
Aphelele Fassie.
No, he played well again tonight. Just both sides of the ball, he's been really good, and his contestable catching has been great. One or two moments there in the second half when we put pressure defensively. If he got a second kick to it, we'd have scored and probably taken the game away from Benetton, but that didn't quite happen. But can't talk highly about Fassie at the moment. He's loving his rugby, loves playing for this team. He's one of our more confident players, and he's massive for us.
Jan, you can go ahead with your question, and thereafter I'll have a final 2 questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Anash, and thanks, John. Sorry, mine's more of clarity. I've got a bit of internet issues. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Did you say Eben has got a neck issue? I thought it was concussion.
He went off with an HIA, and the word I got in the box that he'd failed that, but what he's complaining about now is his neck. So he's headed towards the physio room as we speak to get that treated. So he had no headaches. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be too bad.
Okay, and then Koch is a knee, did you say?
No, it was his ankle.
Ankle.
The physio I spoke to after the games wasn't too concerned about it. Didn't happen. He didn't roll it laterally or anything. It just came out of a scrum, and it just hurt. And so, but he was walking now without a limp, and that. So I'm hoping that won't be too serious.
Okay, and then the last one is M.
Lacanio, yeah, we thought it was a pec, but it's actually one of the joints up around. I don't even know what you call that. That
Collarbone?
Clavicle, is it? Oh, well done. A clavicle, one of the. So yeah, it sounds like there's a little part of that clavicle joint there that's upset, but again, he wasn't too stressed. And we've still got the luxury of, obviously we don't have to play these guys next week. We've got another week.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks very much.
Okay, mate.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? If there's no questions, media, thank you for your time.